Hey everyone, today's episode of What Am I Working On? A little bit of a mix of trail trucks, comp trucks, and a kit. So I'll get to the bench, show you what I've been working on. Okay, we're going to start off back with the Executioner, my Class 2 truck. I believe in the last episode I had switched to these Reefs Crux tires, which did pretty well, but I don't know, maybe it was where I was comping up at the dungeon. All the rocks were kind of wet and a little bit dirty. So they did okay, but not the best. So I ended up switching back to the Deluxe Iron Rocks, which I've been pretty much running before. Now these are the carbon-faced bead locks you get on Amazon. And in the front, I have the brass plate or face from Exocage RC, with nothing in the back, just the stock tires. Like I said, running the Deluxe Iron Rocks, which you can see are kind of getting scruffed in. I did make a few changes, which you can't really see, but I did take a pair of snips, actually these snips, and just made little sipes in the tread, just to try to help with traction, which you're allowed to do in Class 2. And I'll probably just get through the comp trucks first, but this is my mini class build. Deluxe Marcor chassis with UTB 18 running gear, which I've pretty much all switched over to Trail UTB 18 parts. So the biggest thing I changed on this, I took the top of the cage or chassis off and put this, I think it's actually SDX 24 body onto it, because with the flat panel that was on top, when it flipped over, you really had no chance of getting it flipped back over on its own. Also changed out the tires. Usually run the 3.8 inch Rovers. Yeah, so I've usually been running the Rover tires, which do pretty well, but they are like 3.8 inches tall. So you can definitely, if it's really rough terrain, they can kind of get jammed up between the rocks because they're so small. Then I switched to the 419 Megalithics, which I ran on the last comp I was at. And they did okay, but the front end was pushing a little bit, and sometimes it actually had too much traction on the sidewalls, trying to kind of wiggle through places. So now I'm trying out, these are the J Concepts Boss tires, the 4.25 tall. So just got these mounted up, kind of been going through. These are the Deluxe speed locks. These have the brass ring in the front and then aluminum ring in the rear. But to get my weight balance right, I ended up adding these brass kind of rotor weights. So I think it's at like a 62% front bias now. My MOA truck or Pro, I did switch out the tires. I took off the original bully pins, because this is our RC 4-wheel drive bully 2. So I took off the bully pins, put these Proline Ibex on here, which I know work pretty well because I used to run them on my Sporty. Kind of modified the skid plate a little bit, got the bent up, so it's a little smoother transition. And also, I was beating up the motors quite a bit. So I 3D printed some pieces, pretty much like a couple cylinders. Cut them in half, trimmed them down so they would fit on the motors. So I just got these glued up. So hopefully that helps out so the motors don't get all beat. But then checking the weight balance, it was a little bit light in the front end last time I ran it. So since these axles already have the Deluxe brass knuckles with the slugs in them, there wasn't too much weight options. So I ended up adding these brass like rotor weights to the front. Gave it a little more front bias. Like I think it's up to 62 or 64% front weight. I've been working on some of my trail trucks, just kind of modifying them. This is probably my best paint job so far on any body. Nice orange color, got the back windows tinted. This is the Proline Bronco body, which is for an 11.4 inch wheelbase. But I put it on this axial base camp chassis, which is about 12.3 wheelbase, and just going to make it work. Probably going to trim down the back of the frame, get a bumper that'll fit nice and tight. Stock base camp bumper. Oop. Seems to work pretty well with the Bronco body. And I do have all the plastic parts and accessories to go with it. But this truck I also pulled apart one of my old comp trucks, which was 10.3 based. So now this has Trial full aluminum housings on portals, you know, all the goodies. So this is kind of a longer term project for a new trail truck. RTR truck that I've been working on, making into a sled pulling truck, is this Vanquish 4Dice. I don't know if I'll keep these wheels and tires on it, but these are the 2.2 Fling Kings. I also put a Mamba X ESC, and can't really see it in there, but that is a Holmes Hobbies 6,000 kV brushless motor setup. So hopefully get out, do a little sled pulling, actually get my weight pulling sled out and try to make a little track for it this year. Also been working on this Axial SCX 10 Pro kit, which I know these are kind of old news, but I've had a kit sitting around for quite a while. Finally got to putting it together. See on the axles, I got the Trail brass on them. I actually bought the Injora aluminum diffs for them, or center sections, and these come with steel tubes, so these should be pretty solid axles. Also got the aluminum motor plate in the front. Yeah, just kind of slowly putting this together, mostly with parts I have. Hey guys, well, we'll see if some of the changes I made to these actually help out or not. This is a Saturday night when I'm recording this, and tomorrow planning on going to a comp to run some of these. So see if I actually made something better. But that's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.